Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to a new video where we're going to talk about the state of California Great Americas. More precisely, their roller coasters. As some of you may know, Cedar sold California's Great America to a real estate company for $300 million plus, and has a lease on the park for the next 11 years. So we're going to get into a video where we talk about what's going to happen to all their roller coasters, if they're going to be scrapped, if they're going to be relocated, whatever. Let's get started. Demon is an aero looper that was built in 1976. I predict a bad future for this coaster, as I predict it will be scrapped. I say this because almost every park in the chain either already has an aero looper or already has an upgrade to that aero looper and a B&M looper. Flight Deck is a B&M inverted coaster that was built in 1993. I predict that this coaster is going to be relocated to a different park in the chain. I believe Flight Deck is going to be relocated to King's Dominion. I believe this, while yes, Busch Gardens Williamsburg has a B&M invert, this one is much different. While Flight Deck is small and intense like a Batman, Alpengeist is a near hyper coaster and seems more like Silver Bullet. This also would solve the no invert that King's Dominion has. And because it's a relocation, it's not going to cost as much as a brand new B&M coaster. So it would give the park a cheaper option for that inverted coaster besides some impulse coaster. Gold Striker is a GCI wooden coaster that was built in 2013. Moving woodies is something that is difficult, but it's not impossible. That's why I think Gold Striker is going to be relocated to another park. And this park needs a good woody. And I can't think of any other park that deserves Gold Striker even more. Canada's Wonderland. I'm just kidding, Coaster Creations TV. I'm setting Gold Striker to Carowinds. I say this because the only good woody is Hurler, and I say good in quotation marks. When you add Gold Striker, it gives the park a top 5 coaster at least. And it gives you that opportunity to get another top tier coaster that's cheap by RMCing Hurler. And we saw what King's Dominion did with Hurler, and that is one of the greatest coasters on the planet, especially one of the greatest small scale RMC. So when I add Gold Striker to Carowinds, I'm literally only putting it here so we can see Hurler RMC. But I do believe Gold Striker is going to be put at Carowinds. Grizzly is a wooden coaster built in-house from 1986. Unlike Gold Striker, this ride sucks, and I would give everyone $100 watching this if it gets relocated. I say this as Grizzly has been a prime RMC candidate for years now, and the only way I can see it being relocated is if Cedar Fair puts money into the park while they don't own the park and just RMC it for some reason. That's the only way I can see Grizzly getting relocated. Lucy's Crabbie is an E&F Miler family coaster built in 1999. This has been the real first coasters for kids at this park, and I don't see that stopping when the park closes. Personally, I look at Gilroy Gardens lineup and see a massive gap. A real kiddie coaster. They have 2 family coasters, and they need something to draw in the really young kids, and that's why I'm giving this coaster to Gilroy's Gardens. Patriot is a B&M floorless conversion built in 1991. This was converted to a floorless in 2017, and I don't think they want that investment to go to waste. So I see this getting relocated to a new park. I was debating between 2 contenders and 1 wild card, but I'm giving Patriot to Michigan's Adventure. I really don't see any coasters going to Michigan's Adventures that isn't relocated. So I'm giving this B&M looper to them, as it gives a reason to visit this park. Plus also, the only inverting coaster that they have, well, they have 2 inverting coasters. They have a corkscrew, which is the downgrade from a B&M Looper, and then they have an SLC. They need some smooth inversions, and this won't only just give you inversions. This would also give you intensity machine, and I think Michigan's Adventure can really benefit from this coaster. Even though it's relocated, it's still something new for the people in the area. Psychomouse is an Aero Wild Mouse from 2001. This is one of the hardest coasters to make my mind up. I wanted to keep this realistic and not give Park 2 coasters. If I would have kept it realistic, I would have given this to Gilroy Gardens to give like kind of this is their big kind of standout for a family park. But and I didn't want to scrap this because this seems like actually a pretty good coaster. So I am actually giving this to the crown jewel of the Cedar Fair parks, Cedar Point. The reason why I'm giving it to Cedar Point is because the Cedar Point doesn't really have a really good mediocre, not mediocre, medium coaster. Like they have a bunch of extreme coasters, and then they have like family coasters. They don't have anything that is a real good jump up from the family coasters to the more extreme coasters. So Psychomouse is a wild mouse, and that attracts the young kids and families because they like that. They just like it because it's like it just seems gimmicky, and it's like little kids like those roller coasters. Well, also the thrill seekers also like them, so it's a great medium between those. Like, it doesn't exclude the actual guests who go to Cedar Point, but it doesn't exclude the little kids who also go to Cedar Point. That's why I really like this edition. But I am being serious. I would have probably chosen Gilroy Gardens over Cedar Point, but Cedar Point is a close number 2, so that's why I'm giving Cedar Point this wild mouse. Railblazer is an RMC single rail coaster built in 2018. This one had to be saved, considering it's the newest ride at California's Great America. I believe that Railblazer would be a perfect fit for Valley Fair. I say this because they only have one coaster that goes upside down, and that's Corkscrew, which is the polar opposite of our RMC. Arrows are janky, they're rough, they're short. Well, this one's also kind of short also. It's smooth, it's powerful, and this would be the most extreme coaster going to in Valley Fair once they move it, because it's really popular, and even though it doesn't have the greatest capacity, I think it's just a perfect fit because it gives this smooth steel behemoth, well, actually not behemoth, but like extreme monster, and they don't necessarily have any good steel coasters at this park. Besides, honestly, I don't even know their lineup very well, but because I'm recording this voiceover, I can look at it in a second. I don't think they even have they don't have a inverted coaster, so this would be their best steel coaster. The final coaster at California Great America is Woodstock's Express, an Intamin family coaster from 1987. Sadly, this coaster will be sent to the scrapyard, as every Cedar Fair park either has a family coaster or of this scale, or have already given them a coaster. On the screen right now is a recap of where every single coaster is going, and what's going to happen to it, if it's going to be scrapped or where it's going, as I've mentioned during the video, or if you guys just skipped ahead. Thank you very much for skipping ahead. If you liked the video, hit the like button. If you end up watching more of my content, or if this is not the first video you've seen and you've liked more of my videos, hit that subscribe button. It really helps, because it makes me feel a lot better about making YouTube videos. And I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.